Hey, what is going on, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be talking about money, but specifically my money, and how much have I spent since the start of 2021. Back towards the end of last year and early this year, I said that I wasn't going to be spending nearly as much money as I did last year. I did a video on this previously, and I think I ended up somewhere in the range of 800 Canadian dollars for the year of 2020, something around there. So we're going to take a look where things stand now. Am I doing better, and exactly what am I spending my money on? I also want to look at this in retrospect, and did I need to spend my money on this, or could have I gotten by without it? Which the answer is probably yes, but we're going to check anyways. So this video really is not just a review of my own spending, but also for any of you who might want to cut back spending as well, which is, happening a lot right now given the state of the game, and what might have better value than others if you do want to lightly spend. So we're going to cover all of that as well. So don't take this as me encouraging you to spend if you don't have the disposable income, and I don't have a lot of that. I don't encourage people to do so, but I just want to go over it anyways. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Alright, and so here is my order history here on Google Playlist. Now, luckily, I don't think there's anything here that people can steal off of me in terms of information, but this is my order history that because I primarily purchase on I entirely purchase on BlueStacks, which goes through Google Play, even though on my phone, I am actually an iOS user for now, anyways, until I buy a new phone. I really need to buy a new phone. Anyways. So what was a bit confusing to me when I kind of tallied this up was exactly what did I purchase, and sometimes I struggled to find out what exactly that is. So if you look at the way that they label things, it's it's super offer, Mojo's Pass. I think that's pretty obvious there, I think, but then I had to figure out exactly what that was. So I think Mojo's Pass, for example, I think that's RTA, but it's a little bit surprising because then I had to reference the date, what could that possibly have been, and so on. So a lot of the prices, this is Canadian dollars, by the way, not US dollars. So for example, the $26.99, this might be this is probably 20 US dollars, whereas something like $66.99 that is about 50 US dollars, to put that into perspective in terms of other viewers out there. And then once we hit to about April in Canada, we started paying tax on our online purchases. So if you notice, it's $28.88. So that would have been the $26.99, but that went up slightly because of a new law, I guess, that was passed that started taxing online goods and services. So anything $36.37, I'm not exactly sure how much that wouldn't have been. Honestly, I have no idea. Special bundle 29, and then we're here up to Marvel Future Revolution, which was just a pre-order here. So May 11th was basically my last major purchase. So we're gonna go, I kind of already tried to figure this out myself behind the scenes rather, and I brought this up in a nice little notepad. So essentially, long story short, and we're gonna try and expand this if we can to make it a little bit bigger. Long story short, I'm about $304 total for the beginning of January and now, which I think is pretty good. If we talk about the 800 and 900 that I think I spent for 2020, I'm doing about a third of that now we're in August, right? So I guess this is month 8. So actually that's not too bad so far. It's definitely been a reduced in spending, but what have we actually spent on? So I had to look back, January the 26th, and I do have my character spreadsheet. I'm sure you guys are aware of this one. I'll drag this over here just in case you haven't seen it. And this is really helpful for me to figure out exactly what I may have spent on and what was going on in the game. So January 26th, if I look at it right, that was actually just after the release of Iceman. So that's what I figured it was, and it was sponsored because someone did actually donate for me to do this opening. So that's nice. It doesn't excuse, of course, the spending necessarily, but I just put it in brackets because what was sort of out of my own pocket in that sense and what was maybe sponsored by somebody else. And the February one, that was another $26.99. Even though it said Mojo's Pass, I was like, what was that really? And I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that may have been the Yellow Jacket Battle Pass for the RTA. This was just before, I think, Jubilee was being released, so Pimtech was still on the cards here for unlocking Jubilee, and I think I may have done that out of a panic. In terms of, I wasn't sure. I don't know if Yellow Jacket was on a node yet. Probably not. And I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to get Jubilee or not. So out of panic, I did probably buy this. March the 18th and the 19th, there was this. My guess is also a Silver Surfer offer. I bought this twice. I think if we go back to the order history, $26.99 actually shows up a couple of times. But February the 1st, there was one. And then March the 18th, there was two more. So that was the Mojo's Pass. So that was definitely the Yellow Jacket Pass. And I did two purchases of $26.99, which again, I'm pretty sure with Silver Surfer, when he first came out, I did purchase that twice. I believe I also did receive a donation for that on Twitch. And that's how I ended up purchasing it. There was a $3.99 Canadian offer. Not really sure what that was. That could have been just, those weird, those very occasional, like, good gold things or bundles or whatever that has it. Very, very occasionally. Maybe it was like a spring thing. I'm not sure. Moving on to April. Maybe I say if I can have both at the same time here. April 3rd here. That was another $28.88. This is after the tax went in here. And so I believe this was another two purchases of Silver Surfer. Now, you guys may not be familiar with what happened around Silver Surfer if you weren't there in the March-April time. Basically, some people who, I don't remember everyone's name, but there were some, including a content creator, who was duplicating purchases of Silver Surfer. This brought a lot of problems up actually in the game regarding duplication purchases of offers, basically going above and beyond the cap of which you could purchase characters or offers within the game. And so there was like a cap at 2 or 4 or something like that, but that was exceeded quite a few additional times. People were found out about that. There was a guy in RTA who had a 6-star Silver Surfer despite there being a finite way to collect shards, and they decided to, instead of taking it away off this guy, they decided to just rerun the offers so that more people could purchase more Silver Surfer shards, because that's how Scopely runs. Instead of taking things away from people and taking away what they shouldn't have had and refunded them, they just decide to offer more ways to spend so that you can catch up with them. Great way, isn't it? So there was only a handful of people that were affected by that. I heard maybe like a dozen or so people. A lot of them were eventually rolled back, I think. I don't remember the entire story, but that's exactly what happened here. Long story short. So, I did also purchase one Silver Surfer offer for the start of my baby account on April the 27th. That's what you see here. And that was the only purchase that I ever done on that account to date. And actually, in retrospect, I'm not sure I actually really needed that. And, Kestrel came not too long after, which basically obliterated that character Silver Surfer a little bit. Although I did get some use out of Silver Surfer in the early game. I think when Kestrel came out and that I eventually unlocked Kestrel, that really helped push my character forward. And I did not spend on a Kestrel character offer for my baby account, but I did do it for my main account. So that's what you have here at April 29th. That's up here, 29th here. So that's 36.37. I'm assuming this is the Kestrel character offer because then I looked back at when she was released and it was the 29th of April. So I think I did buy that there. And after that, there wasn't much. There was $28.88 special offer. I think that was the Polaris Strike Pass. I think that was one of them. I don't remember if it was number 1 or number 2. But I do recall buying one Polaris Strike Pass, and that was all I needed because I got really lucky. I did some orb openings prior to the summer around that time, and I opened a bunch of Mega Orbs and Premium Orbs, and I did get quite a handful of pulls for Polaris equaling to a Strike Pass, which means I didn't need to buy the other one, which is really great. So that happened around then, and then after that, there was absolutely no purchases, and that might be hard to believe. But if you actually cross-reference this with my character sheet, then I can tell you exactly how I got these characters and what I did with them. So scrolling down, you guys may or may not be familiar with this spreadsheet. I use this quite frequently. So looking at some of the other patch characters, even just starting with 5.1, I didn't early unlock any of these characters. Bishop, White Tiger, Moon Knight. Actually, I had some really awful red star pulls with Moon Knight, and so that didn't happen. Nothing happened there. I did unlock Jubilee, of course. Silver Surfer, again, I did purchase that character there. Multiple Mana Polaris, I did not. However, actually, I early unlocked Polaris because just like Cap Sam, Polaris had that 675 core orb available, so I did actually unlock Polaris around 50 shards or so that I pulled with my cores, because I'm usually a pretty big hoarder of power cores, and that allows me to do things like this on occasion. And moving forward, I did this for a lot of other characters. So Kestrel, I did buy that single character offer to get her unlocked. Colleen Wing, for some reason, I used like 6,000 or 7,000 power cores to unlock Colleen Wing with her 675 orb because she's a Blitz character, and that was available as well. I don't know why I did it. I realize my hair is really effed up and it looks weird on the screen. My apologies. Yeah, so I did unlock Colleen Wing. I don't know why I did, because I don't like war characters. I have no idea what I was thinking at that time. Misty Knight, I did not. Phyla-Vell, I did not. She was a little campaign character, so she's not really available for pre-opening with 675 orbs. Moondragon, now she did have those 800 cores for 10 shards. That's where this whole thing started, just like Maria Hill. And so I did do that for Moondragon, and that was another drain of 8,000 power cores out of my roster, out of my account. And I did that completely free to play. 5.5, this is just this patch now, or this last patch. And Sharon Carter, again, campaign event character, so I didn't do anything there, didn't buy her. Maria Hill, I did not do anything. She was like Moondragon in that sense. She was available early with 800 power cores, but I didn't do anything there. Cap Sam, I did an early core, 675 core for him. I did get really lucky. I got him to the 3-star level. I think it was about 102 shards, but it only cost me like 4,000 cores because I got lucky and I got a 60 shard pull. Could not believe it. So that really helped me. Whether or not I end up buying the strike pass for Cap Sam, I haven't quite decided yet, but I know that I only have like another week to figure that out. I also did end up going and spending a little bit more cores on Cap Sam by pulling a couple of more orbs, and I think I got him to about a total of like 130 shards or so, because I wanted that free to play 50 shards from the strike pass to get me to 180, so that was really nice there. Going forward, I think I may purchase on Deathpool. And this is going to be dependent on my red stars, I think, and I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not going to scroll down, sorry, too far, because there's some stuff down below I don't want to share right yet. Deathpool, Shang-Chi, and Cloak and Dagger. I'm probably only going, if I'm going to spend it all, it's probably only going to be on Deathpool. I don't really see myself buying any of the other characters. Deathpool looks like a really great standalone character, and depending on my red stars, unless I get less than 4, maybe I won't buy her. But other than that, I think I probably will. And that's kind of my plans for spending going forward. But in terms of what you should spend, I don't only, and keep in mind, guys, only spend money if you have the disposable income to do so. Do not do it, please do not do it if you're riding the line of livability and, paying for yourself and whatnot, because that is the most important thing too. This game is more than free to playable. Now, looking at my spending and what I did, I don't know if I actually needed that Yellow Jacket pass after all. I think I may have got more shards than necessary because I did farm him on Doom War, so that wasn't too bad there. The Silver Surfer offers, I probably did not need to buy as many as I did. I bought a total of 4 from my main account. 2 were sponsored, 2 were not. And I probably, did not need those 4. I probably could have got by with a 3-star or even less. Or, he wasn't top dog in the arena. This was at a time when Black Order was still in the arena, but Silver Surfer was really helpful in dismantling that. And then Kestrel just came over and made it even easier. So whether or not I needed to spend that much on this, I probably could have got away with just 2 offers rather than 4, and that would have really reduced by half my spending on Silver Surfer. The Iceman purchase that I made, entirely not, by no means something I would be doing now, because he wasn't really the type of character, and I wasn't even building Astonishing X-Men at the time. He's not the type of character that I would have probably purchased, because he's kind of like a side supporting character, in my opinion. It'd be like kind of buying Cloak or Dagger, which I have no real plans to do right now either. Kestrel, that was okay. I was okay with that purchase, but again, not something that you have to. I think that the ones that do have the best bang for your buck, if you do want to lightly spend maybe once per month, I would say would be the Strike Passes, and not the RTA Passes, but the Strike Pass. I do believe that the Strike Pass does have greater value than the RTA Pass does over that length of time. This might depend a little bit depending on whether or not you're an early, mid-game, or late-game player, because you have the Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 Strike Passes, but on a whole, I hate RTA so much that if you were to buy the pass, that means you would need to make sure that you clear all 100 levels, which I do not anymore. I only go up to level 64, and then I quit, because that's where you get the final shards, and I just can't be asked to go all the way to the end, because I hate RTA that much, and it's boring as hell. And thankfully, and on another note, thankfully, it's kind of gone away for another week, but while they fix stuff or whatever they're doing, and I don't have to do it other than my 2 dailies, which even that's still painful. But in terms of overall, so Iceman, I'm off the screen. Iceman, Silver Surfer, Kestrel, Polaris, I guess, but I already had her pre-unlocked. So, there wasn't really many character unlocks that I had here. And probably the best one here was Kestrel. Now, identifying, who are really, really, really crazy powerful characters, that's a combination of, your own game knowledge and maybe, listening to some of the content creators, although you don't have to, of course. But, if you are lightly spending, getting someone like Kestrel would probably give you the best bang for your buck, someone that's really usable in all game modes, something where it's going to elevate your game stats. But even then, she was a campaign event character. You could have easily, with your own power cores, be able to do that. So there's a lot of things that you can do free to play in this game, and you don't really need to spend. I try to do my best to not spend unless things are, I have money for because of this disposable, because I want to, or because I get a donation for, or something like that. But even then, I try to limit how much I'm spending on characters in this game. A lot of donations I do put towards my channel in general, and not actually towards characters, because I do pretty fine in my opinion. If we go back to my game, which I still have open, I have about 7,000 cores waiting for Deathpool's campaign that I do intend on putting about probably I might go into the 100 core refreshes this time. It really depends on my res star pulls, but I just want you guys to know that you don't need to spend any really crazy amount or really all that much in the game, because there's a lot of diminishing return when it comes to spending in this game. And so only do it if you really want to, if you're happy about it. If there's a character that comes to the game that really impresses you or is one of your favorite characters, then do that. But don't do it at the cost of your own well-being. Don't do it at the cost of your own health or anything like that, because trust me, I know more than anyone else, I think, especially what's going on right now with me, about how important these things are to you. So please don't take this as me encouraging you to spend, because it's not. I don't do that kind of stuff. I just wanted to share with you my own spending, and even then I was a little bit surprised that it was kind of that high. I think if you were to take away, this may be cheating a little bit, but if you were to take away Iceman's purchase, that even that alone would get rid of 30% of my spending that I just shared with you guys. So that was a little bit of I wouldn't say a mistake, but I definitely didn't need to do that. So that's the end of this video, guys. Let me know what you think. What kind of money do you guys spend on this game? Are you guys completely free to play? Are you guys light spenders? What do you define as light spending? These kind of things in the comments down below. So it looks like, I guess, just to wrap things up really quickly, I don't know, I was at $300, right? So that over essentially 7 months. It's been 7 full months. So 300... Oh, that was times 300 divided by 7. That's about 43 Canadian dollars per month. Now, if you're to subtract Iceman, it'd be a lot less than that. But that's about basically where I'm at in terms of my spending. In terms of US dollars, that's probably about 30 to 35 US dollars. So yeah, it's not a lot. I would still qualify that as light spending, but that's the end of this video, guys. Until next time, stay safe and healthy. Look forward to patch 5.6 content. I forgot what numbers we're on now. In the days ahead, I probably will not have a video for Wednesday. I will kind of hold back. There's going to be a lot of Envoy videos coming out, my guess, because of the new patch. And then my guess is the next thing that I'll be doing will be related to Deathpool. So look out for that. Until then, stay safe and healthy, of course. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out.